social transformation. Honorable Dr. Patang Rauji Kadam Sahib very aptly coined the mission of Bharati Vidyapeeth, social transformation through dynamic education. This concept of dynamic education at Bharati Vidyapeeth is reflected in its innovative academic program.
Dr. Swati, we are not getting your voice. Now it's clear.
Research Conclave 2022 will be focusing on promoting vision and understanding of interdisciplinary medicine to answer complex questions. This will be a 2-day journey of conference and research paper presentation from different disciplines. This will also help us to get acquainted with the basic concept of agro-homeopathy. This conference is to gain guidance and motivation from rich experiences from eminent guest speakers, which would pave way to make a turning point in future. Now moving forward with great enthusiasm, may I now request our in-charge principal, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, Homeopathic Medical College, respected Professor Dr. Avinash Maitre sir for the welcome speech.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome in this morning. I, Dr. Avinash Maitre,
मॅम बोलत आहेत तू मास्टरवर साइन करून ये काय ते कर
तो भैया कुल लोगों जो बोल रहा है उसको अनम्यूट करो फालतू स्टूडेंट का ये
Maitre sir, Principal sir,
हेलो मैत्री सर के पास कौन है
good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very warm welcome to this glorious morning. I, Professor Dr. Avinash Maitre, Principal in charge of Bharati Vidyapeeth Homeopathic Medical College, on behalf of entire administration of Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University, Bharati Vidyapeeth Management, faculty and student body, wholeheartedly welcome you, Honorable Dr. Subhash Kaushik sir, Director General, Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, New Delhi. Honorable Dr. Subhash Singh sir, the Director, National Institute of Homeopathy, Kolkata. Our beloved Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vivek Savji sir. I welcome you all to Bharati Vidyapeeth Homeopathic Medical College, sir. We hope that with your words of wisdom, our institute achieves greater excellence in our undertakings and we may reach the next level of the glory. I also warmly welcome all the principals, professors from various homeopathic institutes across the nation, particularly from Maharashtra, as well as the researchers, faculty members, and PG scholars and students of my institute, as well as other institutes from Maharashtra, as well as across the country, who have joined in this online 4th national level postgraduate homeopathic research conclave 2022. It is indeed my proud privilege to introduce my institute in a nutshell on this occasion. Sir, the institute was established on 10th of May 1990 on the auspicious occasion of Silver Jubilee Day of Bharati Vidyapeeth. This is the culmination vision of our founder, Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Patangrajee Kadam Sahib. We have made our stride in last 31 years by achieving the heights of distinction with persistent efforts, motivation with the enormous source of inspiration and support from Honorable Chancellor of Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, Honorable Dr. Shivajirao Kadam sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Vivek Savji sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Bharati Vidyapeeth and Secretary of Bharati Vidyapeeth, Honorable Dr. Vishwajit Kadam Sahib, and the Executive Director of Bharati Vidyapeeth Medical Foundation, Dr. Asmita Tai Jagtap. Sir, the institute became a constant unit of Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University in April 1996. The distinctive multidisciplinary university with A+.
You are muted. Hello. Please, now
Probably
continue.
this is the first institute of homeopathy in India, accredited and assessed by NAC Bangalore way back in 2005-06. We are amongst one of the leading institutions imparting quality homeopathic education for undergraduate courses, postgraduate courses, and doctoral level studies in our country. In the present rapidly changing medical education scenario and the healthcare delivery systems, along with the growth and development in information and communication technology, medical education definitely has become more dynamic than ever before. In this dynamic environment, our endeavor is to make our student competent, confident, self-reliant, and ready for the change in the service of nation. Our focus is on higher education, higher levels of learning, comprehension, analysis, and application of homeopathic knowledge, and obviously the research. To achieve this, we have excellent, experienced, and dedicated research-oriented faculty who are trained in advanced level of teaching technologies too. I am proud to state here that 4 of our faculties are awarded PhD. 12 more of faculties are pursuing PhD. Besides this, 2 university-funded research projects are going on along with 1 major research project, which is funded by Government of India, sanctioned at IRSHA, that is Interactive Research School of Health Affairs, in collaboration with this college is going on. In addition to this, 2 interdisciplinary self-funded minor research projects with Bharati Vidyapeeth Medical College and Bharati Vidyapeeth Dental College, these are undergoing. 5 research articles this year of faculty are published in Scopus. 14 PG scholars articles are published in Scopus. 7 PG articles are accepted in Scopus recognized journals. 4 more are in pipeline of the acceptance in the peer-reviewed journals too. In trailing to above, 29 minor research projects of faculty are approved by the Institutional Ethical Committee recently 2 months back. All this is possible because of support and guidance of management and the former Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Manikrao Salanke, as well as the constant motivation of present Vice Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Vivek Savji, sir. We have exclusive homeopathic hospital with 100-bed strength. Our OPD and IPD attracts large number of patients and students get good clinical exposure, sir. We have collaboration and linkages for research and training with 6 local and national level institutes and industries too. We regularly organize the academic and research activities, including the state and national level seminars and webinars too. This research conclave is the part of it too. On this eve, I surely congratulate our 2 4th BHMS students, Ms. Apurva Shetty and Ms. Sejal Jain, on receiving the Research Award of Short-Term Studentship in Homeopathy, that is STSH Program 2021 of Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, New Delhi, declared recently. Sir, we have made our credibility, but there is a continuous scope, I feel, for growth and improvement. And I am sure with your valuable guidance and knowledge from the resource person which are participating in this conclave, we will be able to fulfill our required expectation and achieve the highest standard in providing the health sciences in fields of homeopathy. Before I conclude, I once again welcome you all for this Research Conclave 2022 and wish the deliberation in this webinar will further be useful as a stimulus to ignite the young minds with research. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you so much, sir, for always motivating and inspiring us. Now we will move forward to lamp lighting ceremony. I would now like to invite all virtual dignitaries, Honorable Dr. Subhash Kaushik sir, Director General CCRH in Homeopathy, Honorable Dr. Subhash Singh sir, Director National Institute of Homeopathy, Kolkata, Honorable Vivek Savji sir, Vice Chancellor Bharati Vidyapeeth, Dean to be University, Pune, Dean Faculty of Homeopathy, Dr. Anita Patil, In-charge Principal, Dr. Avinash Maitri, HOD of Postgraduate Departments, Dr. Gajendra Gatkar, Dr. Manhas, Dr. Nilekar, Dr. Vaishali Dolas, and honorable speakers for today, respected Dr. DC Jain sir, Dr. Ajay Namdev sir, Dr. Vaibhav Jain sir, Sudhir Navathe sir, to pay homage to Goddess Saraswati and our father of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Henman sir, by lighting the lamp and pay our tribute to visionary founder chancellor of Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be university, Honorable Dr. Patang Raoji Kadam Sahib, by offering flowers. Thank you so much, everyone. Lighting a lamp before ceremony spreads divine grace. The lamp also shows everyone who is present how to rise upwards and dispel darkness. Light and brightness represents the positive, the good, and the good spirits. With the same spirit, may I now request Dean Faculty of Homeopathy, Bharati Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University, PG Coordinator and Research Conclave 2022 Convener, our respected Professor, Dr. Anita Patil Ma'am, for her energetic speech. Ma'am.
Thank you, Swati. Good morning to all. Today I feel extremely delighted to welcome you all to the 4th National Level Online Postgraduate Research Conclave 2022, a national level online conference which has the combination of 2 of the 3 noble professions of that of farmer and doctor on the topic of systematic agro-homeopathy, a new approach to agriculture. We are extremely fortunate to have all the streams of medicine and good research infrastructure at our university. And we always will be very thankful to our Honorable Founder Chancellor, Dr. Patangrao Kadam Saheb, for his tireless efforts which enable us for doing numerous integrated scientific work for the betterment of the society. Following his vision and social transformation through dynamic education, which was 20 years ahead of time, who are trying to excel in research in every area. We idolize our Chancellor, Honorable Dr. Shivaji Rao Kadam Sir, who is carrying Sahab's legacy ahead with the same vision. Honorable Dr. Vishwajit G. Kadam Sir, Secretary, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, and Honorable Dr. Asmita Tai Jagtap, Executive Director, Bharati Vidyapeeth Medical Foundation, whose young minds are igniting and motivating the youth to work towards our motto, social transformation through dynamic education. On this occasion of inauguration ceremony of 4th National Level Online Postgraduate Homeopathic Research Conclave 2022, I would like to welcome very dynamic, great homeopath and researcher for last 30 years, hardworking and dedicated to the system of homeopathy, our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Subhash Kaushik Sir, Director General, Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, New Delhi. We welcome you, sir. We are fortunate to have very energetic, straightforward, down-to-earth, yet revolutionary, dynamic leader with vision to take homeopathy to new horizon, a person whose profession and passion is the only homeopathy, one who is carrying the legacy of his father, the great homeopath, Dr. Mahendra Singh Sir. Our guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Subhash Singh Sir, Director, National Institute of Homeopathy, Kolkata. Respected our very own gifted orator and well-known academic administrator, the one who is known for his quick decision and exact guidance, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, Professor Dr. Vivek Savji Sir. We extend our welcome to all the deans, principal, HODs, PG coordinators of various colleges all over India, those who are participating in this research conclave. We also extend greetings to Dr. Bagal Sir, Dean, MUHS, Dr. Dharmendra Sharma Sir, Dr. Divya Taneja, Dr. Rajkumar Patil. We at Homeopathic Medical College have been blessed to have our former principal, Dr. Arun Jadhav Sir, who have supported us to establish a sound background of research, and our in-charge principal, respected Professor Dr. Avinash Maitre Sir, who has supported and encouraged us to conduct this research conclave 22. Vice Principal Dr. Tanveer Khan Madam and all my colleagues. Last but not the least, for whom this research conclave is organized, all my dear undergraduate students, postgraduate and PhD scholars. Let me explain in short about the theme of 4th Research Conclave 2022, that is systematic agro-homeopathy, a new approach to agriculture. Agro-homeopathy is a subject where research may be carried out in different fields of agriculture. Agro-homeopathy, I think, has the capacity to address typical problems associated with plants. The problems like delayed seed germination, aging of seeds, lower rate of fertilizer absorption, delayed growth, abscission of flowers, various diseases, numerous types of abiotic stresses, etc. can be cured by using homeopathic drugs. Of course, future of agro-homeopathy depends on success rate of agro-homeopathy research and field trials. For proper assessment, I think, of the effect of various drugs in different potencies, more in vitro studies are required. This has to be solved by more systematic research works for proper and accurate implementation of homeopathic drugs. Researchers from the agricultural sector and homeopathy has worked together and the results are encouraging. So I think if we can plan the research in a proper way, in a particular way, which addresses the specific problem, which benefits farmers as well as homeopathic pharmaceutical industry. I have seen there are various publications in which homeopathy is applied to various crops and its use has increased crop yield, production of secondary metabolites and alkaloids, absorption and growth of nutrients in medicinal plant species, as well as tolerance of saline stress. I think undergraduates and the postgraduate must think about these benefits from the field of agriculture and homeopathy. Looking optimistic about igniting young minds and creating interest towards research among budding homeopaths, we have taken the initiative to arrange this year's conclave on such a topic which will surely result in inspiring and encouraging not just the student community but also come out as a platform for budding startups to showcase their idea and to provide them with necessary guidance through established entrepreneurs and firms. Research has always been the backbone to Bharati Vidyapeeth team to the university, and our university is encouraging all faculty members and students. Bharati Vidyapeeth University has its various branches and coordination between all the institutes under one head. Institutes like Interactive Research School for Health Affairs, IRSHA, Rajiv Gandhi Biotechnology, College of Pharmacy, and all medical branches, and including Agricultural College. I request Honorable Dr. Subhash Kaushik sir and CCRH can also look into this by designing some good research and sharing or collaborating with different institutions to work on this area of agro-homeopathy. Sir, we are also planning to have the certificate course in agro-homeopathy as we see great future in this field. At the same time, I want to say that is as now the National Commission of Homeopathy is planning academics for postgraduate course. There should be a large scale projects to reach good quality and I think answer for modus operandi of homeopathy. It's time for advanced learning and practicing the laws, but the thought process to earn to make yourself a brand is needed. This will be 2 days conference and the evidence-based poster presentation where we have received entries from 9 states and more than 60 participants for the poster presentation and more than 700 attendees registered for this conclave. We are very happy for this response and special thanks to the principals and the deans of all the colleges throughout India. And in this conclave, very renowned researchers, practitioners in the field of agriculture and homeopathy are going to enlighten all of us on agro-homeopathy. Professor Dr. D.C. Jain, Dr. Ajay Namdev, Dr. Vaibhav Jain, and Dr. Sudhir Navathe from Mexico will be presenting the topic. At the end, I hope this conference will be helpful and inspiring to all with a new perspective. I wish all the best to all the participants and once again I welcome one and all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for always guiding and motivating us with your words. Thank you so much. Well, a university runs smoothly when it is blessed with good vision and guidance. One eminent personality present today with us is our respected Vice Chancellor, Sir, Honorable Dr. Vivek Savji, Sir. Vice Chancellor of Bharati Vidyapeeth, Dean to be University, former Principal and Dean, Bharati Vidyapeeth Medical College. Sir has more than 34 years of teaching and clinical experience and more than 22 years of academic administrative experience. Sir was Governing Council member of ICMR, New Delhi. Sir is a life member of Indian Medical Association and Association of Surgeons of India. Sir has number of research publications in peer-reviewed scientific journals. Dr. Savji Sir is also an avid reader, gifted orator, and well-known academic administrator. I would like to take this honor to request Sir to please guide us with his illuminating words. Sir.
Dignitaries present here, the Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. Subhash Kaushik, Director General, Central Council for Research in Homeopathy, Ministry of Ayush, New Delhi. The guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Subhash Singh, Director, National Institute of Homeopathy, Calcutta. The various invited resource faculty members who have come from far and wide, deans of the various colleges, principals, invited faculty members, resource persons, delegates, students, friends, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I welcome you for this very important 4th national level homeopathic research conclave, which is organized online by our homeopathic medical college. At the outset, I must compliment and congratulate the faculty members of our homeopathic college for a very thoughtful decision of organizing this national level homeopathic research conclave, and this being the 4th conclave. So I am sure they have started the good work and hopefully they will carry on this good work. This is an online conclave. I would urge or encourage them next time onwards that they should have it, if not completely in the physical mode, they can have it in the hybrid mode, so that we will be able to invite the dignitaries like Dr. Kaushik and Dr. Jain and Dr. Subhash Singh physically here, because I think online interaction, though it is helpful, I think physical face-to-face meeting adds a little more personal touch to what all we are doing. So online is good, but a hybrid, which will be both blend of online plus the physical. So that would be my first suggestion to the organizers, and I'm sure they'll look into it. Well, I think they have chosen a very apt topic of agro-homeopathy. When the dean and the principals approached me for this topic and said so I was ignorant. I didn't know what this agro-homeopathy is. So I asked, "Yaar, ye kya hai? Naya, ye agriculture hai, homeopathy hai, ya kya hai?" But I think when they showed me the literature, when they showed me the scope of this particular opportunity, that okay, this is a new area evolving, very excited to know more about it. And well, I think in this conclave, it's not just me who will be educated, but the number of delegates and the number of faculty members who have joined from different places. So I'm glad that they have chosen this new topic. I was told last year they had a similar thing in the sports homeopathy, which was again an innovative topic. And I will again further encourage them to think of these innovative topics which are there, so that the faculty members, the delegates are aware about the newer areas, particularly in their field. This new knowledge will help them to remain in good stead and also widen their scope of field of education as well as research. So sure, during these 1.5 day or 2 days conclave which is there will be a lot of deliberations, and we will be more educated about this particular topic, which we will be able to take into practice. Well, I think in Bharati Vidyapeeth, we believe in organizing various knowledge events, conferences, workshops, because we believe that these knowledge events, they are opportunity not only
అక్కడ
for sharing
ఇనాగ్రల్ స్టార్ట్
knowledge,
అయింది డైరెక్ట్ ఏం స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి విన్నా అంతే అర్థమైందా
also for interaction with the renowned people in the field, renowned experts in the field, and also an opportunity to network, foster collaborations. Mind you, I think this is not the era of competition, but this is the era of collaborations. So we have to work together. We have to join hands. We have to build on each other's strengths, and that is what is our endeavor. At Bharati Vidyapeeth, as has been said, the strong foundation was laid by Honorable Dr. Patangrao Kadam, our late founder and chancellor. Then the edifice, Dr. Shivaji Rao Kadam, Dr. Vishwajit Kadam, they are always there to support good initiatives, and that is, we have led by these founders and the great visionary leaders. Friends, I think here we have the faculty members as well as students. I know we are eager to hear the experts, Dr. Kaushik, Dr. Singh, and other invited resource persons. But I just want to leave you with two thoughts. Two thoughts, that is, we are there, as I said, the delegates would include teachers and the students. And for the teachers, I would say that as a teacher, we have a big responsibility as to how do we mold, how do we guide, how do we mentor our students. And these days, with technological advances, it is not easy to do so. So I think we have to engage the learners. We have to gain their confidence, whether it is students or whether it is patients. Unless, of course, we gain their confidence, the students will not feel comfortable. They will not be able to achieve the purpose of the learning. We may say that we have taken our class, or we have done our practical, or we have done our responsibility. But the question that one needs to ask is that we have taken the class, but has the student learned something new? Has he benefited from the class? So as a teachers, we really need to introspect, we really need to think, and we really need to innovate the ways in which we will be able to engage the learners in today's very technologically advanced era, and how we can be role model to our students. For the students, I think great opportunity. I mean, not just this conference, some students who are not muted because we have some disturbance. So can everyone mute excepting? So well, for the students, not just the students who are attending the conference, but for the students in general, what I would say is that you've been bestowed upon a wonderful opportunity. Homeopathy is a branch of medicine where there are, I mean, ample opportunities, and the only thing is that you need to think differently. You're going to practice 20 to 30 years down the line. So what is going to be the future? What is it that you would want to do it to make difference? What is it that you would want to be doing to make yourself relevant? So I think you need to reinvent something. You need to innovate. You need to think differently. Because if you just say, okay, I'll become a doctor and I'll practice, well, you'll practice. You'll be able to earn your livelihood. You'll be able to do, but you'll not be able to make difference. If you want to grow, if you want to rise, if you want to make difference in your own life and in the life of others, then I think you have to think differently, act differently. So these opportunities are there, and now this agro-homeopathy is going to again open up a new area which we should be really knowing little details about. There are many opportunities. As I said, when I was looking at the list of the topics which are there, very interesting topics are there. And this, as has been said in the introductory remarks, that it helps the homeopathic faculty as well as for the farmers. So I think the NEP also envisages interdisciplinary courses, interdisciplinary research. So I think this opens up an opportunity to truly implement homeopathy or to truly innovate in our specialty by introducing these interdisciplinary, interprofessional areas for teaching, learning as well as research. So on this note, once again, I welcome the dignitaries. My request to Dr. Kaushik as well as Dr. Singh, Dr. Jain, all of them, sir, please come to Bharati Vidyapeeth in near future. Whenever I'm sure our faculty will create opportunities, but this is a personal invitation to you to please make a visit to Pune and encourage us, see the good work that what we are doing, as well as maybe to share, to give a guidance regarding what are the things that we can do. The delegates, please, enjoy the conference, get your doubts, difficulties cleared, interact with the experts, and go home enriched with the new knowledge. So on that note, once again, welcome. Thank you very much and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, sir. Thank you. It's an honor to introduce an esteemed personality who's filled with knowledge and enlighten us with all valuable experience. Our guest of honor today, Honorable Dr. Subhash Singh, sir, Director, National Institute of Homeopathy, Kolkata, India. Sir has taken an initiative and decision to provide homeopathic medicines to increase the immunity of corona warriors who are constantly working in various fields in prevention of COVID during the time of pandemic. Sir is author of more than 7 books and editor of many peer-reviewed journals. Sir has presented many research papers in national and international seminars. Sir is revolutionary dynamic leader with vision to take homeopathy to new horizon, a person whose profession and passion is homeopathy. May I now request Honorable Dr. Subhash sir to oblige us with a few words of encouragement. Sir.
Am I audible? Hello?
Sir, you are audible.
Yes,
sir,
yes,
you are
sir.
audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you very much for having me here. Please allow the inconvenience because of discontinuity. As we all know, that a satellite institute of NIH, it is going to be inaugurated at New Delhi by Honorable Prime Minister on 11th. And I'm just on the way to make the necessary arrangement. So that is why the sound may not be continuous. It is my privilege to be here, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam, and the dignitaries who are here. My dear Dr. Subhash Kaushik, Dr. Jadhav, all the principals, the PG scholars, it is an honor to be joining this research conclave on such an innovative topic, that is agro-homeopathy. And I'm sure this will be opening up new path to take homeopathy on a totally new venture, where we have heard of good results, but more works need to be done. So this will be a good opportunity. And I'm sorry I cannot be there for the whole conclave. And Vice Chancellor sir, please let us meet next time. Let it not be a online, so that we can have an interaction. So once more, thank you all for having me here. My good wishes are there for a great success to this program, and I wish that it will continue as it more time it will continue in future also. Greetings and good wishes to all of you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to speak with us today. Your insights and expertise have been invaluable. We truly appreciate you sharing your knowledge and experience with us. It's our great honor to invite the one who leads by an example on the scientific front, administrative front, and the one who is leading homeopathy in India. Our respected chief guest for Research Conclave 2022, Honorable Dr. Subhash Kaushik, sir. Director General CCRH. Sir has started his career as a junior research fellow in the council and has 29 years of research and clinical experience. He has actively worked on COVID treatment and prevention studies and has treated lakhs of cases in his OPD.
Dr. Swati, you are muted.
Sir has started his career as a junior research fellow in the council and has 29 years of research and clinical experience. He has actively worked on COVID treatment and prevention studies and has treated lakhs of cases in his OPD. Sir is chairman of Central Purchase Committee, member of Selection Committee for different technical and administrative posts. Sir has more than 50 publications in research journals and book to his credit. Sir was also the recipient of WHO Fellowship for the year 2016 and 17. Well, no words are enough to compliment Sir's work in the field of homeopathy. Now let's have the pleasure to listening to the opening remarks of the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Subhash Kaushik, sir. Sir, please.
Namaskar. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, clearly.
Okay. Respected Vice Chancellor, sir, my elder brother, Dr. Subhash Singh, other dignitaries, dear colleagues, delegates, and dear students. I'm Subhash Kaushik and I'm on behalf of CCRH is here. Basically, Vice Chancellor, sir, under the aegis of Ministry of Ayush, CCRH is an apex research organization which undertakes, coordinates, develops, promotes, and disseminates scientific research in homeopathy. Basically, we take research from our different institutes and units, which are currently 33 in numbers spread across the country, where specific research studies are conducted along with provision of clinical services. And we are basically engaged in multi-dimensional research in field of, to start with, survey and collection of medicinal plant, drug standardization, drug proving, clinical verification, clinical validation. Now we have started literary research again, and also we are engaged in basic and fundamental research in homeopathy. And for this basic and fundamental, we collaborate with national and international organizations. Basic research in field of homeopathy, we are doing on biological models, in vivo and in vitro, and on physico-chemical models. Council is also updating its infrastructure by establishing state-of-art fundamental research laboratories. So, for example, at Indian Institute of Science and Technology, Shivpur, Kolkata. And we are also having in-house virology lab at our Regional Research Institute of Homeopathy at Kolkata. As we all know that research means development. Research definitely means development. Research definitely means advancement, but not at the cost of human participants. No harm in short or in long run. Hello.
Yeah, so your video was.
Yes, continue.
Lost you for a minute.
Okay. So our vision is to promote research that contribute towards the development of homeopathic system globally, especially for public health. So as we know that there should be translation research treatment outcome to suffering humanity. Translation research for students, I am just telling you that if we take scientific discoveries made in the laboratory or in the clinic or out in the field and transform that into new treatment and approaches to medical care that improve the health of the population. So we have to see that how the outcome of our research can help and the end user or help the general homeopathic physician to provide better help in form of health to the suffering humanity. So we are focusing on scientific and ethical research by enhancing the success rate of clinical practice, promoting safe, quality assured and effective treatment in healthcare delivery, and ensuring global acceptance of homeopathy. So when we talk about agro-homeopathy, so basically the origin of homeopathy has health of human as its basis. We all know that all life forces are linked and human are not isolated. Herein lies an important question: does homeopathy aiming to bring about harmony in human being can also be applied to bring about balance in the nature? Agro-homeopathy, which is the use of homeopathy in agriculture, can be a small but pertinent answer to this question. Agriculture is yield focused and plant health dependent. From chemicals to biologicals, this field is very vast and is identifying new ways and means to continuing enhance crop production while ensuring environmental sustainability and yet economical profitability. As homeopathic students, you all need to get inquisitive and find new avenues where homeopathy can work efficiently. You all have read physics, chemistry, and biology in your school life, giving your basic knowledge. When you come to the graduation, you have learned basics of homeopathy. But once you come into post-graduation, you have to broaden your horizon. And now it is the time to connect and interlink and apply this combined knowledge to innovate. It is the right time to explore various fields where homeopathy can be applied. Agro-homeopathy is one such area, like also in veterinary homeopathy. That doesn't mean that a homeopath will get converted into an agriculturist. Nor does the agriculturist can become a homeopath. Still, these two can coordinate and work together to improve the nature's balance. High dilutions can be applied to the seed, sapling, growing plants in different stages of maturation. They can be used to maintain balance on the plant's natural constituents, improve soil quality, promote healthy plants, control or treat plant diseases, and hence enhance the yield. Now, this can be done scientifically and economically is what need to be explored more. Use of homeopathic medicines in treatment of plants is not new. Isolated experiments have been conducted in India and abroad. Some studies have been published in research journals like Homeopathy and International Journal of High Dilutions Research. Some authors have compiled their observations as experiments in form of books as well. I'm sure some of these studies might be discussed in your seminar today, and many new ones you will come across. These studies are not just an add-on to the growing scope of agro-homeopathy, but also validate the biological effects of the high dilutions. Why and how these high dilutions work in, again, something for which far more scientific advancement and researches are needed, but biological actions is appreciable, which is seen in the plant world and cannot be dismissed as placebo. What Dr. Hahnemann identified in 18th century is surely a way ahead of his time, and today we all have to work towards it. Almost 80% of homeopathic medicines, Vice Chancellor sir, are plant-based. Cultivation of the source material and maintaining the stability of the plant while being commercially viable is equally important. So agro techniques for cultivation of new drugs and plants is also an important area of study which requires more attention. CCRH unit at Ooty, Tamil Nadu, namely Center of Medicine Plants Research in Homeopathy, is working on agro-tech. We also have herbariums there, germ plants and fields for cultivating medicinal plants. I invite you all, and especially Vice Chancellor sir, because he is inviting me to at Pune, I invite you sir to that field visit of this unit as well, along with me. In the recent years at CCRH, we have that many students, seen that many students coming up with innovative short-term projects on agro-homeopathy, as Principal sir rightly said. Some studies which were awarded in year 2019 under STSH program, which is short-term student fellowship in homeopathy. The topics were, I am just reading out those: effectiveness of homeopathic medicine, Ginkam, Metallicum 6C and 12C, and productivity of plant. Amylase amyloids in natural environment, an experimental study to evaluate the effectiveness of Zincum metallicum 30, 200, 1M on the growth of capsicum annum. Another study was a study to elicit the efficacy of alpha mother tincture 30 and 0/3 through direct root infusion and follicular spray in improving the growth of Solanum lycopersicum. Another study was a study on assessing the color enhancing capability of arsenic sulfatum in red cherry shrimps. Another study was effectiveness of homeopathic remedy Javorendi on the productivity of Jasminium sambucus. Besides this, another study was an observational study in the efficacy of Salacia terra in 3x, 6x, 12x potencies for assessing the quality of growth in Azolla folliculitis. Even in out of 35 in year 2020, this fellowship, 16 are based on plants. And out of 99 in our 2021 studentship fellowship, 10 are on plants. So last but not the least, let us continue to learn more, follow ourselves and be inquisitive of how we can further work with the armamentarium of homeopathy for the benefit of mankind. Thank you very much for your patience listening.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time to ignite young minds. We have got so much to learn from you and your experiences, and we are very, very thankful, sir. Thank you so much. And here we come to the end of inauguration program. I request Dr. Varsha Ghate ma'am to give vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you, Swati. A warm good morning to one and all. It's an honor and pride to propose vote of thanks in the inaugural session of 4th Research Conclave 2022. It's a great privilege to express warm and sincere thanks on behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Pune. Take this opportunity to His Excellency Honorable Dr. Subhash Kaushik, Director General CCRH New Delhi and the Chief Guest for this event. Thank you for giving His vital time from busy schedule and gracing the session. The thought-provoking words expressed by Sir have encouraged our scholars towards bright future. We must remark gratefulness to guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Subhash Singh, Director, National Institute of Homeopathy, for sharing his valuable time with us. Our special thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, Professor Dr. Vivek Saudi, sir, for sharing finest valuable insights with us. All of us were inspired by your highly inspiring words. We will ever remain grateful to you. Thank you for being with us. We want to extend our sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Avinash Mehtre, sir, in charge principal, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, Homeopathic Medical College, Pune. Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable insights in Research Conclave. Thank you for every possible cooperation, promising support and supervision at every point to organize this Research Conclave. We take this opportunity to express our profound gratitude and sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Anita Patil, Dean Faculty of Homeopathy, PG Coordinator and Convener of this Research Conclave 2022. Thank you for right logistic support, the guidance, getting all committee members together. Thank you, ma'am, for your extraordinary work. We are always grateful to you. We are thankful to Vice Principal, Professor Dr. Tanveer Khan, for constant support and the supervision at Research Conclave. We express our gratitude to sponsor of this event, the Medicine Chemicals Private Limited, Turbe, Navi Mumbai. We are spreading the message on the platform for upcoming doctors that we must have determination for homeopathy and the aspiration for research. Finally, our special thanks to all distinguished dignitaries, management, speakers, faculty, scientists, scholars, committee members of Research Conclave, and audience who made this inaugural session with a great success. Thank you one and all. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
Thank you so much to all the dignitaries for joining us online and sharing their views.
Surely, sir, I have noted it, sir.
Yes, we'll create opportunity so that you are able to visit our campus, and we will take some of the research agenda of your council under your leadership and implement it here in Pune.
Dr. Subhash
Definitely,
Kaushik,
sir. Definitely. Yeah.
On behalf
Thank
of
you.
Vice Chancellor,
Thank you.
I too
Have a
also
good day.
request you to please do come to our campus, to our university, and guide us to achieve the further levels of excellence in homeopathy and homeopathic education and research. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you to Jadhav sir, Dr.
I'll
K.P.
take.
Jadhav
I'll
sir.
manage.
Thank you, Savji sir. Thank you so much, Kaushik sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Within few minutes, we'll start with the lectures. First lecture will be by Professor Dr. D.C. Jain, sir. So everyone kindly stay tuned. I'll request Dr. Anita Patil, ma'am, to introduce Dr. D.C. Jain, sir. We'll start with the lectures in few minutes. Everyone kindly stay tuned.
ये देखो सी
Dr. D.C. Jain, good morning, sir. We'll be starting in few minutes, sir. This is the Museum of Bharati Vidyapeeth. Till the time we start with the lecture, kindly have a look.
बट पहले आप शेयर कर रहे हैं, मैंने शेयर किया तो दिखाई दे रही थी। Have you seen? नहीं थे। You share yourself, है ना? It is sometimes create a problem. पहले आप शेयर करके देख लीजिए, then we introduce, है ना? It is better first to share. हाँ, then introduce.
मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है।
Jadhav sir, good morning. Welcome,
Good morning.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good morning, Dr. Dharamchand Jain sir, and
Ji,
welcome to this conclave. I
thank
take
you,
this
Anand.
opportunity to introduce sir. Sir has completed MSc University in Rajasthan, Jaipur. Sir has done PhD in University of Indore in 1982 in National Products. Sir is having work experience in CSR Research Scholar, JRF, SRF from 1975-1980. CSR, Lucknow, scientist, different positions. Sir has worked IPCL Laboratories Limited, Ratlam, General Manager and Head Green Technical Department, Professor, Institute of Science at University Indore from 2018 till date. Sir is having 30 years experience. Request all participants to put your.
All the participants, kindly mute your mic. All the participants, kindly mute your mic.
That is
Yes, ma'am.
having major
Continue.
significant
Ma'am,
achievement.
Yes, sir. Jain sir, please share your slide. Yes, Jain sir.
Yes.
Huh.
I request all the participants to mute your mics. All the participants mute
Yes,
your
sir. It
mics.
is visible now. Yes, sir.
Your mics. So, major significant achievements is the commercialization of artificial intelligence in India 2004, established cultivation in 5 states, 300-acre land, maximum 300 MT dry leaves per year.
मैं कब से बोल रहा हूँ आपको देने के लिए?
Study having 100 research papers, 23 reviews, 28 patents,
यहाँ पर तुम लोगों को
60 seminars
सेमिनार
has
में कौन?
Please request all the participants to mute yourself and kindly cooperate. More than there is having 100 research papers, 23 review, 28 patent, and 60 seminars. More than 15 medicinal plants, technology developed, Artemisia and Caesar Technology Shield 1928, DST National Award for Drug, New Artemisia and Jivina Raksha variety dedicated to National Technology Day 19 by Prime Minister of India. Drug Arteria recognized as life-saving drug by WHO. So IDM Award for Best Patent in Biotechnology in 2003, recognition to the highest US patent in 1 year 2005. So we are fortunate to have you, sir. Kindly enlighten with your thoughts. I welcome once again Dr. D.C. Jain, sir, for this Research Conclave 2022. I request once again to all the participants to mute your mic.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll request Dr. D.C. Jain, sir, to kindly start with the lecture. And everybody else, all the participants, kindly mute your mic. Let's start with the lecture, sir. Sir, unmute your mic, sir.
त्यांचा फोन आला ना.
Sir, unmute your mic. Everybody else, Dr. Varsha Ghate, ma'am, kindly mute your mic.
Yes, yes, Swati.
जैन सर आपका आप
Jain sir,
unmute हो, mute
unmute
हो,
your-
unmute करो.
Jain, sir, you're still muted. So you're still muted, sir. So we cannot hear you. You're still muted, sir.
Maybe he is not able to unmute himself.
So
Sir, should I share the slides? Okay, I will share the slides, sir. No issue. Huh.
So, but kindly unmute yourself, so we cannot hear you. So there is a speaker sign on the screen. No, sir, we cannot hear you, sir. So there's a speaker, there's a mic sign on the screen, sir. I cannot hear you, sir. Sorry.
Jain sir, please unmute yourself.
There's a speaker sign on the screen, sir. So we cannot hear you.
Sir, there is a sign of mic. Please click over that sign. On right upper corner, you can see the sign of mic. Camera ke paas, sir. Just click on
Okay.
that.
Now
Yes,
it's
sir. Yes,
okay.
sir. Now you are
Okay.
audible. Yes, sir.
So we are
Okay.
good to go. We are good to go. We are started. So kindly start.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you, sir.
you. Just a minute.
Jain sir, you can start your speech. Yes, I have
Is
shared
it-
your slides. It is
Okay.
visible to you also, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you come the first slide. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Ha, ha.
Okay. This is I'm thankful to the organizers for this type of the conclave, and the topic you have selected is a new approach to the agriculture by homeopathy. This is also a very useful or the future topic, because in herbal industry also, or medicinal plants used in the homeopathic drug preparation as 80% or more than 80%. So nanotechnology is also very useful for the production of homeopathic drugs. Today I heard the importance of this agro-homeopathy is for the future research work for the quality improvement of the medicinal plants, as well as the yield improvement. And that is important for the medicinal plants for the production of the drug, because the how we improve. Sir, this is next slide. Okay. So today I'll discuss mainly the medicinal plants. What are the medicinal plants? Very similar problems. I'm not.
Jain sir, please continue.
मैम मुझे वो नहीं, थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है ना ये.
Slide is there, sir. Yes.
Not clean.
कौन share कर रहा है? Another field से. Who is going to share?
No.
Just second, sir. Just second.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Just a second. Dheeraj, please stop sharing of your slide. Dr. Dheeraj. Please stop sharing.
చాలు అందరినీ మ్యూట్ చేసి పడేశారు కదా.
Other than the speaker, nobody please don't share your slide. Don't unmute your mic.
It's not. 2 minutes up चुप हो.
Varsha ma'am, kindly mute your mic, please.
slide is there. You can continue, sir. Decision, sir. Why this is the spotlighted?
Sir, you are muted again. Kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Now, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, you can go on. Thank you.
Thank you. The next slide, please. Hello. What happens here?
Sir, this one is not. This one is good.
Yes, sir. Please
Okay.
continue.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Ah.
Thank you. So now discuss what are the medicinal plants. You know, the medicinal plants are the plants which used in the medicinal purposes. And you know the herb. Herb means there is a old French word, herb or herbage. Herb refer to non-woody plants used as a food, flavorants, medicines, and perfumes, and also a certain spiritual activities. Unani or Hakims, Indian Veds, and Europeans and Mediterranean cultures also use herb more than 4,000 years as a medicine. India culture as a Europe and other countries also using the herbs. Next slide, ma'am. Next.
So you muted again, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. So third slide, ma'am. This is coming in the fifth
Varsha ma'am,
slide.
Varsha ma'am, I'll be taking charge of the slides. Let me. This is fine, sir. Sir.
Please. Third slide is there, sir. Please. Yes, Jain sir, please. Third slide is there. Jain sir. Yes, Jain sir.
Ma'am, sir has left the.
Yes, I am calling to sir. Yes.
Everybody else, I request everybody else other than the speaker, kindly mute your mic. Everybody else. Aksa Khan, your mic is unmuted. Kindly mute your mic. Everybody else other than the guest, I request everybody, kindly mute your mic. There is this technical issue going on. Sir will be joining in few minutes. Kindly everybody, please stay tuned. In 2 minutes, sir will be joining back and we'll start with the lecture. Everybody, please stay tuned.
Swati,
Yes, sir.
Swati,
Yes, sir.
Swati,
Yes, sir.
ask Jain sir to get somebody's help as assistant.
Yes, sir. Ananda is there. He's doing it, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. He may not be knowing the thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're doing it. Yes, sir. Everybody, please stay tuned. Give us 2 minutes and sir will be back. Aksa Khan, mute your mic.
Yes, Jain sir, please start your speech. Jain sir. Jain sir, you are in meeting now. We have shared your slides. Please start your presentation. Jain sir. Jain sir. With leaving the meeting, we have shared.
Vinudi.
Due to technical issues, we cannot join with Dr. DC Jain sir. We'll start with another lecture. I'll request Dr. Anita Patil ma'am to kindly introduce Dr. Ajay Namdev sir.
आधी विचार आले का ऑनलाइन सो आधी वर्षा मॅडम ना विचार नामदेव सर आय जॉईन या
Please, already slowly.
Good morning, Dr. Namdev sir. You have joined. Sir has joined.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sir has joined.
Good morning, sir. I take this opportunity on this research conclave to introduce Dr. Ajay Namdev sir. Dr. Namdev sir is working as head and associate professor, Department of Pharmacognosy, Bharati Vidyapeeth Pune College of Pharmacy. He is alumni of Sagar University and did his PhD from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore. He 9 years of industrial research experience in collaboration with BARC Mumbai and 20 years of pharmacy education. Dr. Namdev sir has completed the Department of Biotechnology overseas postdoctoral associateship during 2007-8 under Professor R. Verpoorte, Leiden University, the Netherlands. Dr. Namdev sir has completed 4 research projects worth ₹70 lakh funded by BRNS, UGC, DBT and AICT. He has published more than 60 research papers, international and national journal, presented 70 research papers in various conferences, and delivered 80 guest lectures and 15 webinars. 4 PhD degree awarded and 5 scholars are doing their PhD under the guidance of Dr. Namdev sir. He has also guided 35 postgraduate. He has published a book on medicinal plant biotechnology and 4 book chapters. He has around 1700 citations with H-index of 19 and I-10 index of 26. He visited Germany, France, Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, Slovenia, and the Netherlands for various academic activities. He is life member at IPA, APTI, BIN, IST. I welcome you, sir, for this Research Conclave 2022, and I request you to deliver your lecture and enlighten our students for this conclave. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam. At the onset, I wish to extend my sincere thanks for the organizers, Dr. Anita Patil, madam, Dean of Faculty of Homeopathy, and Principal, Dr. Avinash Mehta, sir, and Vasha Ghate, madam, for inviting me to deliver a talk. At the beginning, I just want to say my sincere thanks to the our Chancellor, Dr. Shivajirao Kadam, and Patanrao Kadam, who has given me the platform to work on research area. In fact, in my interview in 2005, Professor Kadam sir has asked me what you can do for the university. And at that time, I was coming from industry. So I just told that I can develop a plant tissue culture laboratory in the lab. So he asked me twice or thrice whether you are able to do that. So I said, yes, we'll do that. We'll establish the plant tissue culture laboratory in that. And during the establishment of that, we got the blessings of Vishwadit Kadam sir, Asmita Jagtap madam, and our dynamic Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vivek Savji sir. So with this brief, I'll just share my screen. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Yes.
It's not our issue.
Is it visible now?
No, sir. Yes, now it is, sir. Yes.
Full screen is visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so again, thank you very much, the organizers,
Thank you,
for
sir.
inviting me to deliver the talk on 4th national level online postgraduate homeopathic research conclave, which is basically based on agro-homeopathy. Now, I'm going to deliver my talk on sustainable production of bioactive compounds through plant tissue culture techniques. In fact, recently, this year also and last year and for last 2 years, we are working with homeopathy college, our homeopathy college, in collaborative research for various aspects. And this year we have planned some research whereby we can find out the effect of drugs on the growth and development and phytoconstituent production of certain medicinal plants. So is my slide is changing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. We are.
Yeah. So plants, they feed us. We know that plants can cure us. They dress, they provide cotton and other plain material. Then they can provide us very good colors, scents or flavors. Then they also kill us fast. If we take the example of cyanide or strychnine, the alkaloids from various plants, or they can kill us very slowly in the form of opium or nicotine, which are the narcotic drugs. So now it is up to us how we are going to utilize the gifts of nature, and can we do or can we justify? So now what the plants are doing in nature. In fact, if we see the plants, they are utilizing the solar energy and moisture from soil, and they are converting the raw material through the basics of photosynthesis, which we studied in 10th, 11th standard. The first photosynthetic products are primary metabolites, which are generally carbohydrates and acids, whereas certain secondary metabolites, which are useful for, which are the components like alkaloids, glycosides, resins, tannins, and other things. If we see here again that the primary metabolites are generally useful for the growth and development of the plant, whereas the secondary metabolites are synthesized for as a defense mechanism, or they are synthesized in very small quantity. But if we see the value-wise, so value-wise, secondary metabolites are high-value product but low volume, whereas the primary metabolites, they are low-value products, high-volume products. So when I used to teach this to our students, I just give the example of rice and black pepper. Rice, how much rice you take, and can you take the same quantity of black pepper? No. Black pepper is required in very small quantity, and rice is required in large quantity. So similarly, the value of rice is more, and value of rice is less, but it is abundantly available. Whereas the volume of rice is low. Volume of rice is less. Value of rice is less. Similarly, if we see the secondary metabolites, so secondary metabolites are low volume. They are produced by plant in very small quantity. Just take the example of the piperine, which is present in black pepper. So this alkaloid piperine is present in very small quantity, but it gives its impact. It's very low in the plant. It is around 0.1% to 1% in the concentration. But if we see the value, so black pepper is very high value product. Similarly, there are other products like vinblastine, vincristine. Their yield is very less, around 0.002%, whereas economic value is huge. So if we understand this term, primary metabolites, they are produced by plant in large quantity, whereas the secondary metabolites, they are produced by plant in small quantity. But in pharmacy, in medical, in health, we require secondary metabolites, which are having impact on the various diseases or various health benefits. Now, if we see how these plants are doing this, because all the plants are getting the same nutrition from soil, they are getting same water, same irrigation, they are getting the same sunlight, but they are producing different sorts of phytoconstituents present in the plant. So what is the reason behind that? So their genetic profile is one thing, but the metabolic processes which are going on inside the plant are highly complicated one. And it is always a challenge whether we are able to identify the one pathway whereby only the alkaloids are produced or the glycosides are produced, or the other secondary metabolites or desired secondary metabolites can be produced. So once we know the biosynthetic pathway of particular biomolecule or particular secondary metabolite, which is going to have the effect on the human body or the animal body, or therapeutic effect on human body or the animal body, then that compound can be synthesized, or that compound can be produced by plant in large quantity. So if we see the plants, we call them plants as the biochemical factories, whereby around 1 lakh plant metabolites are already known, and every year new molecules around 4,000 new molecules are being listed or added in this particular list. But if we see what are the plants, where if you see the plant parts and plants, so all parts of the plant can be used for various medicinal purposes, like seeds. So Nux vomica is seeds. So in homeopathy also they use Nux vomica tincture. Then Stropanthus is there, isabgol seeds are there, castor seeds are there. If we consider leaves like senna leaf, digitalis leaf, asaka leaf, vinca leaf, eucalyptus leaf, so various types of leaves are there, pudina leaves are there, various leaves are there. Bark like cinchona bark, which is useful for the production of quinine, the anti-malarial drug, kurchi bark, cinnamon bark, dalchini, then quelea bark, then suppose woods, so quassia wood, woods, roots like raulfia,
I can make myself.
ashwagandha, shatavari, all these are the roots which are highly useful in the plant. And even aconite and jalap are the drugs which are again used in homeopathy. Some rhizomes like turmeric, ginger, valerian, podophyllum, they are very good agents, not only as a medicine, but they are having as spices also. Some flowers like clove, pyrethrum, artemisia, and saffron, like fruits, coriander, fennel, bael, entire drug, and whereby the entire plant material is used for drug purposes, like ephedra, argot, cantharides, and belladonna, dried lettuce. So if you see the example wise, all the plant material are plant parts can be used as, or they represent the biomolecules which can be used as medicine. Now, if we see this particular slide, whereby if we see we can classify the plants into three parts. First is food items, then spices and medicine. But some food items can also be used as spices like ginger, curcuma, carom carvi or piper nigrum, or some food items like karela, bael, jamun, kadi patta. So these are the food items which can be used as medicines, or some medicinal plants like Vidania or Sida cordifolia or Giloe, then Boswellia serrata, Google. So these are some material which can be there. So we can understand from here that yes, plants are very useful for the well-being of human being. They can be supplied as food items, medicines, or spices. And new terms is coming up for last maybe 3 decades or so, that the nutraceuticals. So nutraceuticals covers the nutrition and pharmaceutical angle both. And Chyawanprash is the best example of our nutraceutical, Ayurvedic nutraceutical. Now, if we see how the plants are obtained or how the drugs are obtained, this is very important, because whatever the raw material is going into the herbal drug industry, 80% of the raw material is going from wild. Wild means they are not processed through your systematic cultivation, whereas the other part, if we see here, so wild cultivation or roadside where no agricultural practices are there. Agricultural practices means like we use the practices which we use for the growing of food crops like rice, wheat, or the pulses, whereby what we do, we just prepare the land, then we after preparing the land, we sow the seeds, then we take care of the proper weed. If no weed is there, then if some pests are there, so we have to take care of that. And after that particular proper time, we have to, or proper age, we have to harvest the desired plant part. So that all processes is covered under cultivated one. And then these are some of the roadside, which represents 22%, and a home garden or cultivated one. So if we see here, whatever the raw material which is going to the industry is not scientifically cultivated or systematically cultivated. So what is the difference? So we'll just see what difference they can make. And if we see some of the percentage of plant parts which can be used as medicinal leaves, like stems represent 17%, leaves are maximum around 40%, fruits 13%, roots 13%, flowers, then wood or seeds and bark. So these are the representation of percentage of different plant parts which can be used as medicinal purposes or for medicinal purposes. Now there are various well-driven or well-known products which are there already in the market for and our Indian system of medicine and the traditional Chinese system of medicine and folklore medicine. They are using various plants which can be used for various diseases. And out of that, with the help of ethnopharmacology, the scientists have developed the phytoconstituents, or they have isolated the phytoconstituents which are useful for various aspects like Catharanthus rosea, Sadafuli, Sadabahar. It is a very common plant. So there are around 28 varieties of this particular plant, and it is very good source of vinblastine and vincristine. These are the two anti-cancer alkaloids, and they are produced in nature also. Scientists tried a lot to develop vinblastine and vincristine through tissue culture technique or through synthetically, but it is highly tedious job. Why? Because the structure, if you see, so this is dimeric indole alkaloid rings. So two indole rings are there, and these are very difficult to get synthesized in the synthetic way or in laboratory. So only nature can provide us this. But the yield of vinblastine and vincristine is very less. Very less means almost 0.002%. So very less percentage of vinblastine is there. And the main value is that they are a high value product. Means it's a international market. Its cost is around 1 to 3 crore rupees per kg. And they are used in as anti-cancer agents. Another important plant is Digitalis purpurea, which can be used for the cardiac disorders or heart disease, and it contains the important phytoconstituents digoxin. Then another important compound which is coming from the nature is Papaver somniferum, the plant which produces morphine, and it is very strong analgesic, and medical practitioners know that post-operative pains can be cured by using morphine or morphine injections. Another important is Adathura vasica or vasaka, which produces the compound vesicine, and this is useful for the throat infection or as bronchodilator and expectorant. And these are the isolated compounds, and the isolation of these phytoconstituent itself is a big challenge from any medicinal plants, because the percentage is very less. Then again, this turmeric, haldi, it produces the compound curcumin, and it is very good anti-inflammatory agent, antioxidant, and wound healing. So all properties are there with turmeric. Then another is a very good compound, that is paclitaxel, which is obtained from the yew tree or Taxus baccata, Taxus brevifolia, which is again anti-cancer or anti-neoplastic agent, and they are also again in the market. Now, these are some of the plants which are representing the huge area of modern medicines, whereby like Catharanthus rosea, Camptotheca acuminata. I am going to discuss something about this plant, maybe on the Camptothecin. Then Pacific yew, the Taxus baccata, mayapple, then opium, then hemp, the Canada or bhang. Then these are the precursors for vinca alkaloids like Camptotheca is a precursor for Camptothecin, the anti-cancer agent. Then again, Taxus or Taxus brevifolia, it is the precursor for taxine derivatives, which are showing again anti-cancer activity. Then etoposide again, which are developed from mayapple or the podophyllum. Then opium, which gives isoquinol alkaloids, nascapine, or the morphine, and hemp, so cannabinoids. So these are the various important compounds which can be synthesized through plant or now recently in 2015, you might be knowing that the compound artemisinin was developed for the treatment of malaria, and Dr. Tu Yu, she got the Nobel Prize on medicine from this drug. What happens, the traditional people in the villages or in the folk of China, they use the kada of this particular leaf, Artemisia annua, for the treatment of fever. And later on, they came to know that the fever is caused by malaria and caused by Plasmodium falciparum or Plasmodium vivax, and that malaria is that drug it was developed for the treatment of malaria. Later on, she got the Nobel Prize on this. So our other speaker, Dr. D.C. Jain sir, he is going to deliver a talk on the artificial in India. Some of the plants which are well noted in our homeopathy, like
Sir, sir, kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Namdev sir, so you are muted.
Namdev sir, please unmute yourself. कॉल करने को बोला।
Hello, is it audible?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you
sir.
are audible.
Okay, okay. Now, is it visible?
No, sir. No, sir. Your slide is not visible.
एक minute.
Yes.
Is slide visible?
Yes, sir. Please make a full screen.
Yeah, full screen. Okay. Now the endographies paniculata like Calmeg, then Bryonia, Alba, Aconitum, Berberis, Osmium sanctum. So all these plants are, or Tulsi. So all these plants are used in homeopathy for various medicinal purposes also. So this is very good information what I received from net, that there are various rare medicinal plants which are used in homeopathy, but they are not readily available, or if they are available, they are at the verge of they are under threatened species or endangered species, like Asparagus officinalis, Bellis, Datura, Sanguinea, or Exogonium, Pergora, Fagus, Silvestica. So these are some plants which are there, which are under endangered species, or they are rare plants. Now this particular slide, and from here onwards, the topic is very much interested. Like as I told you, that most of the raw material is coming from, going to industries, coming from wild source, and some of them are cultivated from medicinal plants. Now cultivated medicinal plants, and what are the difference between cultivated medicinal plants or wild source? So if we see here, the advantages of wild source are that the plants are growing in their natural resource. So and they can be obtained from without any investment. Another advantage of wild source is that they are a natural resource and they are free from pesticides because they are growing in their natural habitat. And the wild resource may be more efficacious. It is the conception and observed somewhere sometimes also. If we see the disadvantages of wild source, so the disadvantage of wild source is that they are becoming scarce and threatened because of over harvesting. So I'll give you the example of this Nocapodite pneumoniana or this Mapia foetida. Then risk of adulteration. When the things are required in large quantity or they are in high value products, and if they are collected from wild, so it is quite possible that the labor or the person who is going to harvest or going to collect the raw material can collect the wrong raw material, or to cheat. He can adulterate the raw material with other products. Then another important disadvantage is that the uncontrolled harvesting leads to extinction of that particular ecotype or that particular species from nature, and the lack of resource or inventories and related management practices. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of wild cultivation from wild, or when the plants are cultivated wild or grown in wild sources. In contrast to this, if we see the plants which are cultivated, scientifically cultivated, so they relieve the harvesting pressure on the rare species. They can be standardized or improved genotypes can be maintained. So here again, like the one example of say Artemisia is there, whereby very good variety of Artemisia annua is developed by CMAP, and the same is run by EPCA laboratories for the production of artemisinin in large quantity. So they have commercialized the particular protocols. Then cultivated can guarantee the continuous supply. And the quality and quantity can be assured in case of cultivated species. Another, if we see the production volume and price can be stable for a longer period of time. So these are the benefits of cultivated one. But limitations of cultivated one, they need substantial investment before and during the production. They can be narrow genetic diversity can be one of the reason. Then they can be reintroduced plants can cause genetic pollution of wild resources. And another limitation of cultivated plant is that the cultivated species may get a negative impact on the ecosystem. So if we see this wild source cultivation, production from wild source or cultivated species, both are having their own limitations and advantages. But as I told you that around 80% of the raw material which goes to the herbal drug industry is collected from wild, not cultivated from cultivated systematically. And if we see the two traditional systems of medicine, this is very important. Two traditional systems of medicine, the Indian system of medicine or the Ayurvedic system of medicine, and compared to that traditional Chinese system of medicine, TCM. Both are around 5,000 years old. But the international market says that the Chinese traditional medicines covers almost 70% of the international market, whereby the composition of Indian or Ayurvedic medicines are very less. Why? One of the main reason is that in China for almost 200 years or so, or maybe more than that, they have started cultivating the medicinal plants same as that of food crop. And whatever raw material is going into the herbal drug industry in China, it is the genuine material. The quality is ensured that whatever raw material is provided by the vendors for herbal drug industry is of good quality. So when the raw material is good, obviously the product will be good. Whereas in herbal drug industry, in Ayurveda or in Indian herbal drug industry, the raw material is collected, which is there, so it is collected from wild. So the quality or the standardization of raw material is always a challenge. And this makes the very good, great impact on the purchaser, what quality of raw material or the product they are going to get. Now, if we see the limitations, so we call them these two processes, whether it is wild source or cultivated, we call them as the conventional processes. So there are certain limitations of these processes, like harvesting of the desired plant. Now, whether it is wild or whether it is cultivated, we need to go for the desired part. Suppose we want to use turmeric, so only the underground part or the rhizome is to be used, whether it is cultivated or whether it is collected from wild. But can we develop a technique whereby only the cells or only the biomass which is produced underground can be developed, because the aerial part of turmeric is not useful. Similarly, there are few plants where only the fruits are used or only the flowers are useful. The other parts are not useful. So can we develop a process or protocol whereby only the desired parts can be harvested? Then the extraction and purification of the desired product is always a challenge. So if we see here, if we are going to harvest all the parts of the plant and we want to extract it, so we need to extract the plant, or the extraction process may be a tedious job, and it is always challenging. The medicinal plants are not often readily available. Means what? Like a few years ago in India, swine flu was there, or in Pune especially, swine flu was there, and there is a great demand of giloy or Tinospora cordifolia. But the supply of Tinospora cordifolia is limited. It cannot be produced in industry by just running in cycle. No. So it requires process. So they are not readily available. So all plants are difficult to be available all the time. Again, there are certain limitations like geographical and governmental restrictions, like saffron. So saffron is very good agent, but it grows only in Kashmir. Or if we see other example like spices like black pepper or cardamom. So
Sir, you're muted. Sir, kindly unmute your mic.
Attendance down.
Sir, we cannot hear you. You're not audible. Kindly unmute your mic, sir.
Okay, is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And is it visible?
Yes, sir. Your slide is visible. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Please proceed.
Geographical and governmental restriction, like opium cannot be cultivated anywhere. It is to be cultivated under the government restrictions. Now, the crops require huge area of land. This can be useful, used for the food crop or the primary food crop, because food is more important than medicines. And if we ask the farmers to just grow medicinal plants, so they may hesitate. Now, innovative farmers are coming up who are taking risk or who are taking the chance or innovative steps to develop the plants or cultivating the medicinal plants. Otherwise, conventionally, they just go for the cultivation of food crops. Then the entire cultivation process is labor intensive and time consuming. Then the quality may be affected by unforeseen environmental conditions. Means sometimes the drought is there, other times flood may be there, or the rainfall may be affected. So these are the limitations which are there for conventional process, which affects the demand and supply. To overcome this, the concept of plant tissue culture was developed some 200 years back, which says that it is an in vitro cultivation of plant cells on an artificial nutrient media under controlled aseptic environmental conditions. Now, this says that if we are able to develop the plant under laboratory conditions or plant cells, because in nature also the plant cells are developing the or growing, obtaining the secondary metabolites. So, if is it possible we can grow the same plants in the laboratory and ask the plant cells to produce the desired secondary metabolites in desired quantity. Then it requires the plant cells or tissues. Now, the condition of this is that we need the totipotent plants so that the propagation of the plant material can be done. So we need live material of the plant material. And the entire process requires artificial nutrients, which are the same nutrients which are available in the soil. So as we are going to develop the plant or plant tissues under laboratory conditions, we need to provide all the nutrients which are available in the soil. And finally, when we are producing the nutrient and the artificial conditions, we have to ensure that the entire process is aseptic, means free from other microorganisms. Otherwise, other microorganisms will consume all the microbes and our plant cells will not grow. So these are the few prerequisites of this and how this process takes place. So we have to provide the conditions like photo period of 16-hour light and 8-hour dark, same as day night, what we saw, what we observe in our day-to-day life, sunlight and night. Similarly, this is done with the help of tube lights or say fluorescent lights. Here it is very important that we have to provide 1600 to 2300 lux intensity of light, and various studies were carried out in this area. Which light, red light or blue light or green light is good, what is the height, what should be the intensity, but this is the optimum what I am sharing here. Now temperature, because we have to maintain the optimum temperature of 25 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, so we can maintain in the laboratory conditions with the help of air conditioning system, and the humidity is to be maintained at 60 to 80%. Now if we see when we transfer the prepare the media and we transfer the inoculum or the explant into the sterile test tube, so gradually, because of the presence of meristematic tissues or because of the presence of various dividing tissues inside the explant, they regenerate on the basis of growth hormones present in the medium. There are various types of growth hormones like auxins and cytokinins, and auxins are generally responsible for the growth of the root part or the underground part, and if we add more concentration of cytokinins, so it will represent for it is very important for the aerial part. And if we want to develop the entire tree or entire plant, so in that case we need first to grow shoot part or then the root part or vice versa. But in medicinal plant biotechnology or in medicinal purposes, we are interested to develop the cells, whether these cells are coming from your meristem part or whether they are coming through callus. So we generally go through this route, development of callus or unorganized culture. Now these callus can be developed into callus, and then from callus to friable callus and suspension culture. And now these suspension culture are the same cells which are provided in the medium. The medium is free from any solidifying agent. So this is the protocol, something like what are the stages in medicinal plant biotechnology or the plant biotechnology, like selection of medium, which provides all the nutrients which are available in the soil, major nutrient, minor nutrients, and then selection of plant material. We have to sterile the medium so that all the microbes are, the medium is free from microorganisms. We have to make the surface lies explant so that all the infection explant is free from all sorts of infection. Then we have to transfer aseptically in front of the laminar airflow so that the aseptic transfer is done. And after that, we have to incubate it at controlled conditions, as I told you, 25 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade, and the photo period, 16-hour photo period. And on the basis of hormones, what we are going to add will decide the fate of the explant, whether it is going to develop callus or it is going to develop the shoot formation. And later on, we can find out the high yielding and fast growing cell line. This itself is a very big protocol. I'm not going to discuss this particular protocol here, but we'll see what are the different biotechnological strategies which can be useful for the production of phytopharmaceuticals or secondary metabolites. So these are some of the protocols which are there, like optimization of culture conditions, precursor feeding, micropropagation, elicitation, hairy root culture, bioreactor technology, immobilization, biotransformation, genetic engineering, metabolomics, edible vaccines, molecular farming or molecular biology. So these are various techniques by which we can develop, or we can ask the plant cells which are growing under in vitro conditions to, or we can request them, now we are providing the different conditions, you produce the same secondary metabolites what you produce in the nature or in natural conditions. Like precursor feeding. So if I just explain precursor feeding, so precursors are the building blocks for the desired molecules, like amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks for alkaloids. Fatty acids are the building blocks for certain fats and other things. Isoprenoid units or IPP, C5H8 units are the building blocks for volatile oils or terpenoids or some flavonoids. So these type of, if we add good amount of precursor into the medium, it is possible that we can develop the secondary metabolites. Then micropropagation here, this is very important aspect of medicinal plants, because here we are going to conserve the plant and provide the same prototype or same genotype whereby the plant can be used, or high yielding plant can be developed, and the seeds from that can be used for micropropagation or for high yielding one. So this is the basic raw material for cultivation purposes. Elicitation is one process whereby we just excite or we just give certain stress. And as we know that secondary metabolites are produced by plants as a source of defense mechanisms. So whatever stress we give, so stress may be biotic stress or abiotic stress. Abiotic stress may be in the form of temperature, pH, heavy metal ions, or the UV radiations, whereas the biotic can be the fungal elicitations or the certain proteins. Hairy root culture is again one good technique which I am going to highlight some examples here. So they are genetically transformed root cultures which can be used for the production of secondary metabolites. Bioreactor technology again is similar to that of your fermentation technology, whereby in fermentation we use microorganisms for the growth of, or for the production of antibiotics or alcohol or enzymes. So similarly, we can use plant cells. So these are other techniques which I am not going to touch, but I'm definitely going to touch some hairy root culture and the other aspects what we are going to discuss with the certain examples. Now, if we see Western Ghats, which starts from starting from Pune to down Kerala side, the western part of India, it is very good and rich source of plants, and these plants are useful for various purposes by folklore medicine. And one such plant, whereby I am going to give you the example of Nothopodite pneumoniana or Nothopodite foetida, which is also called as Mapia foetida or Narkia. This particular plant is useful for the production of camptothecin. We'll see what are our research outcomes for this. So camptothecin is one which is discovered in 1966 by Wall and Vani. So Vani is the Indian scientist and Val is the European scientist. They together developed the camptothecin in 1966. What they have done, they have isolated Camptotheca, the camptothecin from Camptotheca acuminata, the Chinese plant, Chinese medicine, which is useful for the treatment of cancer. But the camptothecin has certain drawbacks that it is water insolubility, then low targetability or toxicity to normal tissues. So it is further modified like topotecan, irinotecan, and these compounds are now useful in the treatment of cancer. And the main mode of action of this camptothecin is through DNA topoisomerase inhibition. Now, this is the Western Ghats, which starts from Pune or say Mumbai. So all the entire Western Ghat is a very good, rich source of this particular plant, camptothecin. Now, apart from camptothecin, apart from Nothopodite pneumonia, this is the plant which is available in Western Ghat. Apart from that, this Camptotheca acuminata is available in China. Ophreza species is again obtained from Western Ghat. Ervatimia hanima. This is again the plant which is very commonly available. Then Conphora grandiflora. So this is another plant, and Merilidonium dendron. So this is another plant. So these 6 plants are very good source of camptothecin. So can we develop certain plant tissue culture aspects whereby we can use this concept for the development of tissue bioactive compounds, which is useful for camptothecin. So we'll see one. So these are the camptothecin which occurs in various species or various plants. And again, the distribution of camptothecin in the plant kingdom and the possible biosynthesis of alkaloids, it is through steatocity. So this is our compound quinoline alkaloids, where the camptothecin is falling under. Now, if we see the camptothecin content of various plants, it is observed that the Mapia foetida or Nothopodite pneumoniana, which is growing in Mahabaleshwar, is getting the very good or the high highest yield of 2.62%, whereas the other yield of Ophreza, Camptotheca acuminata, Mustia, or Camptotheca acuminata, the yield is quite less. So we targeted this particular plant for further studies. Now this is the plant which is easily available in. If we go to Mahabaleshwar, just at bus stand, also this is available. This particular plant, Nothopodite pneumoniana or Nothopodite foetida. Now we tried with almost more than 250 composition of media, and we come across that MS media is very good media, Morazic and Stokes media for the development of callus, because we are interested in cellular culture. So we use picloram, TDZ, and gibberellic acid, and then 2,4-D, gibberellic acid, and acid. These are different acids we use. Now we have seen the different effects of growth hormones on callus growth. Earlier we have seen which type of callus is growing, whether the brown callus is there, green callus is there, and we require green callus for the growth of plant. Now we have seen that picloram, when it is added with 10% coconut water, give very good result in case of dry weight biomass and fresh weight biomass. Again, the effect of culture medium on composition of camptothecin and 9-methoxy camptothecin. And we have also checked the yield of different phytoconstituent using different media compositions. Now, because the tissue culture medium, it is said that the medium cost is always, or tissue culture is a costly affair. So we want to reduce the cost. So we tried with MS medium, and whereby we use simple tap water. Instead of double distilled water, we use tap water. Instead of sucrose, we use a market sugar. Instead of growth hormones, we have used coconut water. So we came to know that our medium cost in case of conventional protocol is around 51 rupees, whereas we reduce it to 21 rupees, just less than half. And we also compared this with the help of the overlay through SPTLC system, the production of camptothecin. Now, different stages of in vitro grown plant material of nothoprodate pneumonia like callus initiation, then friable callus, suspension culture, and then organogenesis from the shoot cultures. And then shoot formation of the nothoprodate pneumonia, then multiple shoots, root culture, and whole plant. But we try to replace this plant with another plant, that is Ophrisa. So we got very good results in Ophrisa also, and another with Taberman montana, citrifolia. So these two plants we tried with tissue culture aspects, and we got very good results in case of the secondary metabolite production, especially the camptothecin. Again, these are some of the HPTLC protocol whereby we check as per the requirement of ICH guidelines like linearity range, coefficient, correlation coefficient, instrumental precision, then limit of LOD, LOQ, then specificity, robustness of our process, and we got some very good results and publications as well. We also perform intraday and interday and recovery of nothoprodate pneumonia through HPTLC methods. Later on, we just perform the densitogram overlay of methanolic extract of these different parts of the plant for the development of secondary metabolites, mainly camptothecin and it is observed in methanolic extract of the plants. Same again, marker compound quantitative with TLC densitometric and the marker compound quantitative with TLC densitometric for tissue culture grown plants. So here we have compared the intact plant and with that of the tissue culture medium, and we came to know that yes, we are able to develop the protocol for getting the desired yield of the phytoconstituents of the plant material. Now, these are the different influence of phytohormones on the initiation and morphology of the Ophrisa mungos. So this is again another plant whereby we got very good results, and we developed the micropropagation protocol because here the callus is not showing us the desired results. Now, again here, if you see the callus growth of Ophrisa mungos in different media containing various combination of growth hormones, and we came to know that very good results of our private biomass is observed. Then camptothecin content, yes, this is very important. The camptothecin content, which is analyzed by SPTLC, shows that callus is showing good results. Then plantlets are getting very good, better results as compared to the callus. And then we tried with multiple shoot cultures and the whole plant, which is grown in vitro conditions or grown conditions. Then effect of growth hormones on proliferation of shoots of Ophrisa mungos, and we observed again that benzylaminopurin and gibberellic acid give good organogenesis for Ophrisa mungos for the development of or production of these multiple shoots. Now, these are the different stages for in vitro cultivation of plant material under Ophrisa mungos, whereby callus initiation, then multiplication is using callus, then shoot initiation and multiple shoots. So we are able to develop the protocol for large scale production of plantlets through tissue culture technique. And again, these are the different studies on Ophrisa and nothoprodate pneumonia for micropropagation of direct organogenesis using cell culture techniques. Now again, multiple shoot cultures of another species. This is not my work, but another species of Ophrisa, which is the work of Gopal Krishna, and they were able to develop the large scale plantlets through this. So when we are applying this particular technique of tissue culture, we are able to develop a protocol whereby we will be giving the genuine material to the nature or to the farmers, and they can propagate that particular material with high yielding bioactive compounds in those plants. Again, another protocol for direct organizations through the explants of Methopotamine pneumonia. This is another group who has worked in this area. And these are the plantlets. So now these plantlets can be grown in the fields for getting the yield of the desired secondary metabolites. Now another, just I want to touch this particular technique whereby the Agrobacterium rhizogenes or Agrobacterium tumefaciens are transferred into the plant material with the help of this tissue culture technique, and the gene oxygen synthesizing gene is transferred. What is the beauty of this particular technique is that normally the roots are having the tendency to grow downward, vertically downward, as far according to gravity. But these roots just spread laterally, and the beauty of this root is each root is having individual clone, and they are able to synthesize plant products in large quantity, and they can be stable for longer period of time. So these are the explants, and they are treated with Agrobacterium rhizogenes, and later on this Agrobacterium rhizogenes is decontaminated using antibiotic solutions. And after serial of washings with or treatment with antibiotic, we got very good root cultures or hairy root cultures. So these are the root cultures of Vedania somnifera. So these are, see the cultures, and we have to take this just few roots and transfer it to the fresh medium, and the entire medium is filled with this beautiful hairy root cultures in a period of 2 to 3 weeks. Now these hairy root cultures are producing same phytoconstituents which the root cultures of Vedania somnifera or ashwagandha is producing in nature. Now, when we observed with certain experiments that yes, it is possible to develop new compounds or de novo compounds using hairy root cultures of this vinca root, this Vedania somnifera. Now these are the other protocols whereby we can grow the same roots in hairy root culture and bioreactor. But I am showing you the certain practical applications of these hairy root cultures in bioreactors, where bubble column bioreactors can be useful for Butea vulgaris plant. Then again the scale-up of these high yielding root cultures, whereby these plants can be useful for the production of desired phytochemicals or bioactive compounds. Same, large volume fermenters were used for the cultivation, commercial production of hairy root. Now, some of the products which are obtained through hairy root cultures are like quinoline alkaloids, datura alkaloids, glycyrrhiza glabra for glycyrrhizin, then alkaloids from Hyoscyamus niger, lithospermum. This is very important plant or plant product, lithospermum erythrorhizome. This is a plant which is producing the compound chiconin, and chiconin is nothing but it is a red dye which is used in herbal lipsticks, and it is one of the success story from tissue culture aspects or applying tissue culture technique, whereby around 830 times more chiconin is produced using in vitro cultivation techniques from this plant, Lithospermum erythrorhizome. Another plants are like Panax ginseng, ginserocytes, or Rauwolfia serpentina for resveratrol serpentine, and other cassia species. Another important species are like micropropagation. So another plant tissue culture is used for micropropagation. This is the one area whereby we can get the same genotype, better quality of plant, virus-free plants, and high-yielding plants also. And this can be summarized in 4 steps, like surfaceization of the explant, then shoot initiation, root initiation, and transferring to the nature or habitat, natural habitat. So just is sterile explant is transferred and multiple shoots are obtained using different growth hormones. I'm just giving you the summary of these plants, and then for rapid multiplication, we have used the, instead of solid medium, here we have used solid medium. for rapid growth of the plant material. Now we are just using this liquid medium for the rapid growth of the plantlets. This is free from agar-agar. And once the plant is grown, then we gradually transfer this plant material to the for the hardening purpose, whereby the rooting can be done in a solid media or say vermiculite and this coco peat, and then the healthy plants can be developed. This is the one protocol for hardening, whereby just exposure time and water supply is controlled, and after a period of time, say 3 to 4 weeks, the plants are able to grow in the nature. Now here we are going to discuss with the homeopathic scientists or the group of homeopathic students. They are working. So we are going to use certain very low concentration products for low concentration products, whereby the supply of growth hormones and elicitors can be supplied to plant or plant system, so that the desired secondary metabolites can be increased or enhanced. This is another protocol for banana. This is not our work. This is the work in our sister concern of Bharati Vidyapeeth or Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Biotechnology. So they have developed the protocol for the cultivation of banana. The cultivation, large scale cultivation of banana under the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Biotechnology and Information Technology and Biotechnology. So this is one of my book on medicinal plant biotechnology, which describes all the aspects of tissue culture and what are the laboratory setups, or what are the optimization conditions, then micropropagation, precursor feeding in detail. And as we are using the growth hormones in parts per million concentration, 1 milligram per liter concentration, or maybe very less than that. And homeopathy also believes in or work in the very dilute solutions, which are going to give very good effects. So similar type of studies planned with the help of Professor Shinde and their students in homeopathic college. Varsha Madam is also working in different aspect of medicinal plants in collaboration with our college. So all of you are most welcome. Whenever you get sufficient time, please visit our college and visit the facilities, not only for plant tissue culture, but we are open for the collaborative research. And it is rightly said in the inauguration by our Vice Chancellor sir and the guest of honor, Dr. Subhash Singh sir and Subhash Kaushik sir, that this is the era of collaborative research. And the expertise of one individual discipline cannot be fulfilling the requirement of the society. So if 2 or 3 experts of different fields are coming together for a collaborative research, I know tissue culture, you know homeopathy, and this particular conference is going for the Agro-Homeopathy, and like our other speakers, decision sir, or the speakers, tomorrow's speakers who are going to deliver the talk on Agro-Homeopathy. We all can come together on the aspects of mutual interest, and we can work together for the benefit of the society. So with this slide, I just end up my session, and I request the audience to ask some questions. So lastly, I just pray, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchit Dukh Bhag Bhavet. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, our organizer, for giving me the opportunity to deliver my talk. And this platform is open for discussion.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time for such informative lecture. We are very much thankful to you for sharing your time and knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. Now I will request Dr. Anita Patil ma'am to kindly introduce our second speaker, Dr. Vaibhav Jain sir.
Thank you, Swati. I hope Dr. Vaibhav sir had joined. Kindly confirm. Vaibhav sir had joined?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, yes. Good afternoon, sir. So I take this privilege to introduce Dr. Vaibhav Jain sir. Dr. Vaibhav sir is a practicing homeopath. He is a patient listener and treats patients, plants, and animals with homeopathy. Dr. Vaibhav is a scientist and an artist both. He started experimenting with agro-homeopathy 8 years back, and now he is helping a lot of small and medium-scale farmers, gardeners, and terrace garden owners to grow their plants with homeopathic medicine. He has compared the results of agro-homeopathy with conventional farming and organic farming both. He observed very good effects with agro-homeopathy use. He is very dedicated to gardening, sustainable living, gentle living, and all forms of art and craft along with his medical practice. He also runs the Homeopathy Junction Instagram page, which is a platform for all updates about homeopathic events, jobs, etc. He is a founder of Agro-Homeopathy Project, Asha Homeopathic Academy and Clinic. Dr. Vaibhav is heading a pilot project along with Varanasi International Airport for weed control by agro-homeopathy. He has also started a few projects in different cities in collaboration with farmers in order to understand the effects of homeopathic medicines on soil fertility, improving crop quality, crop production, plant disease treatment, etc. He is also making public awareness content through agro-homeopathy, FB and Instagram channels. He keeps sharing his experiments and results with the common public along with the homeopathic fraternity. He wants to use agro-homeopathy for enhancing nutritional value in edible crops and also want to find out more sustainable options for agriculture in the future through the advanced use of agro-homeopathy. Dr. Vaibhav sir is an explorer, enthusiastic learner and passionate agro-homeopath. We welcome you, sir, for this 4th postgraduate homeopathic research conclave 2022, which is organized by Bharati Homeopathic Medical College, Bharati Vidyapeeth Team to be University. Now, today, sir will talk on agro-homeopathy emerging field for new age sustainable agriculture. I request Vaibhav sir to start his lecture.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a nice introduction. So I'll share my screen.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Great. So first of all, very good afternoon to all of you, and very good afternoon to the dignitaries and guests present here. I would like to thank Bharati Vidyapeeth for giving me this opportunity to present whatever I have learned till today in agro-homeopathy. And many congratulations to you all to take this opportunity, take this initiative to, go agro-homeopathy another level. So I'm an agro-homeopath, Dr. Vaibhav Jain, and I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. I'm working on agro-homeopathy since last 2014, sorry. So first we will start with homeopathy. So what is actually homeopathy? Homeopathy is derived by Dr. Hahnemann. He worked on the principle of law of similia similibus curantur. What it means actually? It means we find exact similimum of disease in our patients to find the exact remedy, right? In Bhagavad Gita, आपको सबको पता होगा कि भगवद गीता में एक श्लोक में ऐसा लिखा गया है, a good soul does not think when applied therapeutically cure a disease which was caused by that very same thing. जो disease create हुई है वो उसी डिसीज प्रोडक्ट से ठीक हो सकती है। ऐसा भगवत गीता में लिखा है, विषस्य विष औषधम, जो विष है वही विष दवा के रूप में भी काम कर सकता है। सो सिमिलरली अवर होम्योपैथी प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सिमिलियर इज वर्कड ऑन दैट प्रिंसिपल। हम भी हमारे जो पेशेंट्स हैं उनमें एग्जैक्ट सिमिलम को फाइंड आउट करते हैं और उनको रेमेडी प्रिस्क्राइब करते हैं। So this is about the homeopathy, and in other modern medicines, what we do exactly opposite. Like what? अगर हमारे किसी पेशेंट में हमें डायरिया के लिए किसी पेशेंट को ट्रीट करना है, इन मॉडर्न मेडिसिन व्हाट वी डू, वी क्रिएट कॉन्स्टिपेशन. सो वी आर डूइंग exactly the opposite, right? So today we'll talk about the farming, actually the way of farming, whatever you're doing is about farming. So I'll start with a few lines. That farming is a profession of faith, hope, and hard work. I dedicate my whole work to the wonderful farmers of our country, and deep gratitude and respect. So first we'll start with the traditional agriculture. What is traditional agriculture? One of the biggest problem with traditional agriculture is that it kills off life in the topsoil and subsoil. In order to be worth anything, the soil needs microflora and microfauna. The use of powerful chemical products that destroy or inhibit harmful fungi or fungal spores, that kill or inhibit harmful insect and other pests, and that control unwanted vegetation, has ultimately contributed to the reduction in microbial life in the soil, to the point that in order to yield sufficient crop, it is necessary to use very large amount of fertilizers. This all in turns result in near barren land. हम क्या करते जा रहे हैं? Basically, we are using chemical, and chemical. Eat chemical, live chemical, and earn with chemicals. So इसके साथ साथ हम इतने सारे केमिकल्स को यूज करके हमारी जो लैंड है उसको बंजर बनाते जा रहे हैं, बैरन करते जा रहे हैं, सॉइल के एटमॉस्फेयर को खत्म करते जा रहे हैं, माइक्रोफ्लोरा, माइक्रोफना जो प्रेजेंट होते हैं जिनसे हमारा सॉइल का फर्टिलिटी बनता है, हम उनको खत्म करते जा रहे हैं विद द यूज ऑफ दिस केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स एंड पेस्टिसाइड्स. सो व्हाट आर द इम्पैक्ट्स ऑफ डूइंग दिस ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग? थोड़ी बुराई कर लेते हैं. Depletion of nutrients, deforestation, and soil erosion. What we are doing? We are doing depletion of nutrients. The primitive style of farming, like slash and burn, decrease the organic matter from the soil, and within the short period of time, the nutrient content of the soil taken up by the crops. This makes the farmer to move to another place of farming. Deforestation, it is the process of removal of forest or stand of trees where the land for the conversion of forest land to farm, ranches or urban uses. What we are doing, हम forest को खत्म करते हुए urban cities बनाते जा रहे हैं, जिससे हमारे crops को, हमारे forest को पूरी तरह से एक तरह का हम खत्म करते जा रहे हैं. And we shift to the atmosphere where we are not giving the full organic atmosphere to our plants. The third thing is soil erosion. It is a process of removal of topsoil by the natural physical forces of water and wind, or those forces associated with farming activities such as a tillage. The roots of the plant and trees firmly hold the soil, but the deforestation exposed the soil to get eroded by the weathering like wind and storm, which caused the loss of topsoil fertility. ये सब चीजों से क्या हो रहा है? हम टीलेज करते हैं, हम जमीन को, हम सॉइल को ऊपर नीचे करते हैं इन प्रोसेसेस में. तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हम जो एटमॉस्फेयर क्रिएट होता है सॉइल और रूट्स के बीच में, हम उसको डैमेज करते जा रहे हैं। इरोजन करने से क्या होता है, वो जो बॉन्ड डेवलप होता है प्लांट्स और सॉइल के बीच का, वो हम ब्रेक करते जा रहे हैं। हम माइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटीज को डिस्ट्रॉय करते जा रहे हैं, उनको डिस्टर्ब करते हैं डे टू डे, है ना। सो दीज आर द इम्पैक्ट्स ऑफ डूइंग traditional agro-homeopathy, traditional agriculture. Now let's understand organic farming. This is a nowadays this organic farming, people are move towards organic farming. So organic farming, an agriculture system that use ecologically based pest control and biological fertilizer derived largely from animal and plant waste and nitrogen fixing cover crops. Modern organic farming was developed as a response to the environmental harm caused by the use of chemical pesticides and synthetic fertilizer in conventional agriculture. And it has numerous ecological benefits. Definitely, organic farming is far better than traditional farming. Compared with conventional agriculture, organic farming uses fewer pesticides, reduces soil erosion, decrease nitrate leaching into groundwater and surface water, and recycles animal waste back into the farm. These benefits are counterbalanced by higher food cost for consumers and generally lower yield. Indeed, yields of organic crop have been found to be about 25% lower overall than conventionally grown crops, though this can vary considerably depending upon the type of crop. So organic farming में basically क्या होता है, हम कोशिश तो कर रहे हैं ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग के थ्रू हमारे फूड की क्वालिटी को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, लेकिन उसमें कहाँ पे लिमिटेशंस हमारे पास आ जाती है। एक एग्जांपल मैं बताता हूँ। अगर हम आज मार्केट में जाके अगर हम कोई दाल खरीदते हैं सपोज, है ना, तो इफ वी बाय 1 kg ऑफ तुअर दाल, इट विल कॉस्ट अराउंड 80 or 90 rupees. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट अगर हम ऑर्गेनिक ग्रोन दाल खरीदने जाएंगे, इट विल कॉस्ट अराउंड 160 or 180, ऑलमोस्ट डबल. So it is not cost effective. Organic farming is good, but it is not cost effective. और हम हर पर्सन तक अगर इस तरह का फार्मिंग करके हमारे फूड की क्वालिटी को इम्प्रूव करना चाहते हैं, तो वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन दैट फर्स्ट, राइट. एंड अगेन द थिंग इज प्रॉपर यील्डिंग, सबको बराबर खाना मिले, है ना, सबके पास ऑर्गेनिक फूड जाए, जिससे हर पर्सन हेल्दी रहे और वहां तक हम उस फार्मिंग को, उन फार्मर्स को हेल्प कर सकें, राइट. So what are the challenges? Again, the challenges for future organic agriculture will be the maintain its environmental benefits. We need to keep in mind that
Sir, unmute your mic, please. So you're muted. Yes, sir.
Well, now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, challenges, the major challenges of organic farming, that first is weed control. If we use organic products for farming, we can't stop the production of weeds along with our crops. अगर हमने ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग से हमारी क्रॉप्स को अच्छा प्रोडक्शन दे दिया, हमने बहुत अच्छी क्रॉप डेवलप कर ली, बट अलोंग विद दैट वी हैव टू रिड्यूस द growth of weeds that take the full nutrition from the soil, which affect the main crop, right? So we have to keep in our mind that we need to reduce this weed control, right? The second thing is production cost. We need to reduce the production cost along with organic farming. How we have to do this? Maintaining adequate yield. जैसे हमारी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ती जा रही है, वैसे वैसे हमें और ज्यादा फूड की रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ती जा रही है. मैनेजिंग सॉइल फर्टिलिटी एंड क्रॉप न्यूट्रिशन and controlling insect and pest. This is the most important thing. How we have to treat disease when we go for organic farming. हमने organic farming करके हमारे फूड तो हमने हमारी सॉइल को दे दिया, हमारे प्लांट्स को फूड दे दिया. हम कंपोस्ट यूज कर सकते हैं, ऑर्गेनिक कंपोस्ट यूज करते हैं. बट वंस आवर क्रॉप इज डिसीज्ड, we have to go for the chemical fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide. So we have to improve this also somehow. So what we propose sustainable agriculture. So what is sustainable agriculture? It is a farming in sustainable ways, meeting society present food and textile needs without compromising the ability for current or future generations to meet their needs. It can be based on an understanding of ecosystem services, right? So what are there are some practices which are people are doing in sustainable farming. So rotating crops and embracing diversity, planting cover crops and perennials. Cover crops are these cover crops are not for harvesting. They are just to improve the quality of soil, right? Reducing or eliminating tillage, applying integrated pest management. What people are doing in sustainable farming, integrate the organic and chemical based fertilizer or chemicals. Integrating livestock and crops. हम इसमें पशुपालन के साथ खेती कर रहे हैं. Adopting agro-forestry practices, फॉरेस्ट को हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर में. मैनेजिंग होल सिस्टम एंड लैंडस्केप्स, राइट? सो व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ डूइंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स? Saving the soil and environment for current and future generations and not destroying our lovely planet Earth. Produce safe and sufficient high quality of food. हमें अच्छा खाना है और अच्छा रहना है. So we are actually looking for such kind of situations and researches. So if we get one more solution or way to doing it, isn't that good? Right. So introducing agro-homeopathy, the safe, sustainable way for agriculture. Let's try to understand about agro-homeopathy now. Agro-homeopathy is a specialized area of homeopathic practice used to understand and treat plants. Homeopathic medicines can be used in agriculture from seed germination to crop production for the various purposes. What we are doing in agro-homeopathy? We do ultra high dilution of homeopathic medicines can be used safely for various purposes like seed germination, betterment of soil health, growth of seedlings, flowering, fruiting, protection against disease, and overcome the environmental stress. Proper selection of drug and its potency, agro-homeopathy can be an efficient and very cost-effective alternative that can increase farmers' income by lowering the input cost of chemical fertilizer and insecticide. So these things we have to do with agro-homeopathy. Now we'll talk about recent researches. Agro-homeopathy is one of the newest approach in agriculture research. Potentized homeopathic medicine can alter physiological activities of plant. It can alter the rate of enzymatic activities, total sugar, protein, and chlorophyll content in the plants. Eradication of biotic and abiotic stresses up to some extent also made possible by the use of homeopathy. But proper selection of homeopathic drugs can be a cost-effective and very efficient in terms of abiotic stress tolerance in various crop species. In case of biotic stresses, antifungal, antimicrobial, anti-insecticide activities of various homeopathic drugs has been reported. These all experiment I have read and I'll show you on the next slide. The similia principle of Dr. Henneman is also significant in plant model. Some researchers prove that similia principle is very useful to overcome abiotic stress of plants. Now, this is the most important thing which we need to discuss, that advantage of एग्रो होम्योपैथी. हम इतनी बातें क्यों कर रहे हैं, है ना, एग्रो होम्योपैथी के रिसर्च के बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? बिकॉज हम चाहते हैं सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर फार्मिंग को और ज्यादा अच्छा बनाने के लिए, और ज्यादा इफेक्टिव बनने के लिए. सो वी हैव टू वर्क होलिस्टिकली. So what are the advantages of doing agro-homeopathy? Homeopathic drugs are cost effective first, and as compared to chemical fertilizer, and it's required is very less amount. You know what? मैं एक छोटा एग्जांपल देके बताता हूँ आपको. अगर हम कोई केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर अगर हम परचेस करने जाएंगे तो वी हैव टू पे अराउंड 400 to 500 rupees for 100 ml bottle, right? और उसी प्लेस पे अगर हमने होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन को एज अ फर्टिलाइजर यूज करना है, लाइक आई हैव यूज्ड एजा डायरेक्टा इंडिका एज अ पेस्टिसाइड इन आवर गार्डन. सो जहां पे हम केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर और केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स की बात करते हैं, हम अगर 1 लीटर सोल्यूशन प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं उस स्प्रे के लिए, तो उसमें हमें एटलीस्ट 5 ml ऑफ दैट केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड लिक्विड हमें यूज करना होगा. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट अगर हम होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन को यूज करते हैं, सो आई हैव ऑब्जर्व दैट ओनली 5 to 10 drops are enough to make 1 liter solution. So isn't it wonderful? हम बहुत लेस अमाउंट में कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होने के साथ साथ होम्योपैथी को यूज कर सकते हैं. एंड इट यू नो और यू ऑल नो दैट दिस होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन आर 100% safe. For that reason, agro-homeopathy can be a good alternative to traditional agriculture and pest control method in India. Agro-homeopathy can also be practiced by combining with other biofertilizer. It can reduce the dependency on chemical fertilizer and pesticide. मैं ये नहीं कहता कि हम पूरी तरह से agro-homeopathy shift हो जाएं, पर we can collaborate with bio fertilizers, biodegradable products, and holistically treat our crops, our agriculture, and our soil. We try to reduce the chemical products which we use in agriculture. Right. Let's talk about the history of agriculture. This picture is of Mr. V.D. Kaviraj, Vaikunthadas Kaviraj. He's a Dutch homeopath. First used belladonna successfully to treat a disease, apple tree. Here he opened a new door to agriculture research. He preferred lower potencies of drugs, whereas recent studies shows that some homeopathic drugs having higher potencies also seems to be very effective on seed germination and stress resistance. The rate of seed germination can be increased under salt stressed condition by the use of Natrum muriaticum 200C. It's reported in 2012, and CPR. Lancet reported that Natrum muriaticum 6 have higher capability to increase the growth rate of common beans compared to Natrum muriaticum 30, right? So these are some studies, and some of my experiments also I'll show you. And there are several other applications of homeopathic drug in soil quality improvement. Commercially important secondary metabolite production. Homeopathic drugs, arsenic, album, and sulfur can increase essential oil content in mint. It is reported in 2009 and 6. And in 2006, Andre Tull worked with 18 different drugs on soil microbes, where solimnum was found to effective to increase microbial efficiency, and magnesium carbonicum was responsible to decrease in microbial efficiency. Right? How to choose remedy? This is the most important question arises in my mind. How we choose remedy? So initially, selection of homeopathic drugs for plant was so difficult because of wide range of drugs and less availability of literature on agro-homeopathy. So initial drug selection to treat plant associated disease was based on assumptions. But now homeopathic drug selection for abiotic stress resistance is made up simple because numerous researches showed that the similia principle has positive application in agro-homeopathy. Similia principle state that disease can be cured by something that induce the same symptom as the disease itself. Right. So what is the gist? We have to observe very keenly that what kind of changes are there in plants and apply the similar principles. Right. PQRS. We have to find out the PQRS. Right. Now, how we have to use the remedies. Drug must be diluted with water and mixed properly before application. Drugs can be diluted with water at various ratios. It varies in different crops. It varies in different plants. It's 1:100 or sometimes 1:500. It was reported that at higher dilution, there's no effect of vehicle, that is alcohol remains. So only the effect leads compound of drug can be studied. Sickle in 2012 reported that 1:1000 dilution of the effect of alcohol was eliminated, but the main component of homeopathic drug was active. Right. So always keep in our mind that we have to use our medicines in diluted form. We have to dilute our medicines in water and then apply in the plants, because plants are so much sensitive. And when we study the plant kingdom, the main core symptom of every remedy is sensitivity. Right. Now, when we talk about agriculture, so it starts with seed germination. So germination of seed is the most important preliminary steps of crop production. In vitro study of agro-homeopathy was also started with observing the effect of homeopathic drugs on seed germination of different crop species. Many researchers across the world found that some homeopathic drugs can increase the rate of seed germination of different plant species, but they functionally vary according to their potency and dilutions. Marquez in 2012 worked on sadgram seeds germination treated with arsenic album and shows that different potencies of homeopathic drug can influence the rate of seed germination both positively and negatively. The positive effect of drug on plants can be confirmed by various biochemical assay and statistically analysis. Phosphorus can increase the rate of seed germination of Brassica and increase rate of seed germination of radish seeds using Arnica was reported in 2011. Now, agro-homeopathy for plant diseases. As I told you earlier in organic farming, that how we have to treat our crops using एग्रो होम्योपैथी मेडिसिन से हम कैसे हमारी डिसीज्ड क्रॉप्स को डिसीज्ड प्लांट को ट्रीट कर सकते हैं. राइट. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू ट्रीट इन crops, in gardens, in our farms, we need to treat such particular diseases which creates with fungal, viral, environmental shock and insects. We need to treat all these things with homeopathy. So about biotic stresses. Biotic stresses are mainly associated with plant diseases. There are various causative agents for plant diseases like fungus, bacteria, virus, insect, and too many. To control this disease-causing agent, some researchers used potentized homeopathic drugs successfully. A bunch of mulberry disease can be cured by Akashmuni 200. It's a remedy and it is reported in 2012 by Datta and Datta. And Tina 200 used to treat root knot disease in 2006. Root knot disease is caused by nematodes. First severity can be reduced with potentized.
Sir, just a second. Dr. Vicky Khandekar, Yes, sir. Continue, sir, please.
Yeah, thank you. So, you can. So, fungal diseases like rust can be eliminated using homeopathic solution, silica. It is also reported in 2006, and battle were able to increase TMV resistance in tobacco plant using homeopathic arsenic. So, isn't it good to treat all the diseases with homeopathy? So, what kind of challenges we have for future? If you go for agro-homeopathy, we have to, we need field trials of various crops using agro-homeopathy. Field trials are needed to check the quality and productivity of crop in a mass scale. Field trials include seed germination, growth of seedlings, and crop production. For healthy growth of plant and higher crop productivity, agro-homeopathy is applied successfully. As for example, in 2012, a field trial of strawberry plant using various homeopathic medicines and reported that potentized CCC could promote growth and yield of rice plant during field trials. And the major challenge we have, how and the selection of potency. When we go for the field trials, we'll get to know that what potency work where. In initially मैंने आपको कहा था कि Mr. Kaviraj has reported that using the lower potencies, we find the wonderful result. But what I have observed since last 8 years, that in some cases, like in acute disease, acute situations, like in pruning, like in shock, अगर कोई environmental shock आता है, sudden हीट जो टेम्परेचर जो है वो इंक्रीज होता है, सनबर्न होता है प्लांट में, या हम जब प्रूनिंग करते हैं तो सडन कट लगता है, कोई इंजरी होती है, एट दैट मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम वी नीड हायर पोटेंसीज एंड दैट विल अफेक्ट वंडरफुली, राइट? सो sometimes we need higher potencies also. So it how we can say that what kind of potency we have to use. We need more trials, we need more data to assure that these potencies are safe, right? Future of agro-homeopathy depends on success rate of agro-homeopathy research and field trials. Agro-homeopathy can be a good choice in very aspect of agriculture. For proper application of homeopathic drug in agriculture, higher quality research must be carried out and proper database is needed to be set up. In vitro study of agro-homeopathy is needed for proper assessment of drugs effect. For example, in vitro growth of Avena sativa using various homeopathic dilutions of acetone. There are many successful researchers work on agro-homeopathy, but in vitro studies very less in number. So more number of field trials are also required in our country to check the efficacy of drugs in large scale of agriculture land and crop varieties. Eradication of various stresses condition were also made possible by agro-homeopathy. Datta and Datta in 2012 mentioned the way of controlling mulberry disease using homeopathy. Before starting research on agro-homeopathy, researchers have to understand basics of homeopathy medicines. Because हम farmers को नहीं कह सकते agro-homeopathy करने के लिए. We need a learned homeopath who is, guide the farmers or the researchers to go and use the homeopathic remedies. It was seen that eradication of abiotic stresses by homeopathic drug spotted the similia principle started by Dr. Hahnemann in his book Organ of Medicine. So agro-homeopathy, a safe tool for sustainable agriculture. Here are some of my experiments which I have observed in my garden. So the first image you seen on the screen is of a powdery mildew treated with ferrum mate. There are some other remedies also which you can use like silica, sulfur, natrum sulf and cuprum net. According to the similia principle, we have to select them. Here I have used Ferromat to treat this powdery mildew on the leaf. And within 3 or 4 days, this transformation I have observed. The second image you have seen is of potato plant, which is infected with thrips. It's a kind of an insect which burns the leaf, and it actually treated with Staphylococcus aureus. I have observed some of the symptoms of particularly Staphylococcus aureus in this plant, and I have used Staphylococcus aureus and Azadirachta indica also. And with the 3 or 4 doses of medicine, I have observed this transformation. And the third image is of hibiscus, the very common millibug problem. This is a very common problem in plants. So I have treated this plant with Azadirachta indica and camphor and got this results. Some other also, the fourth image you have seen in the screen, it's of red spider mite. This is on a my brinjal plant, and with the use of Thuja and Azadirachta spray, this 3 sprays are required for this. I have used 3 times OD doses on the leaves, and I got this result. The fifth image, which shows the overdose of fertilizer, phosphorus. I have used chemical fertilizer, phosphorus especially, to first I use the fertilizer, overdose of fertilizer in this plant, and then I'll treat with homeopathic potentized phosphorus, and I got this result. And the sixth one is of using homeopathy as a weedicide. Here I have used some medicine like Ruta and Azadirachta also to reduce the effect of other weedicide. They are very specific, and the change you have seen in this screen within